Matthias, as soon as you inhale this cold mist, a slight taste of mint on your tongue, you feel a weight come over your eyelids, your shoulders, tugging you down towards the ground. You try and resist just to lie down, even, but you are pulled relentlessly into a river of whiteness that fades into black. You're not sure how long you float in that dark space, breathing, listening only to the sounds of your own pulse, before you push forward and feel your eyes open. And you're standing in a place with a familiar dry chill to the air. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That is a 15.
15. As you look around, the stone here is of a familiar color to you. You can tell you're underground. Looking ahead, you hear the sound of gently shifting water, not disturbed by a breeze, just echoing out in a large open space. Your vision clarifies. It's dark, but there's candlelight flickering around you. You are in a place that you know well from the years of your youth. The underground crypt at the Keep of the Forgotten. And you know that you are dreaming. What would you like to do?
First, he is going to just close his eyes and blink them open again, and still being there is just going to curse loudly.
It echoes out off of the walls. You hear a bell toll in the distance.
Oof. Oh, God. And he will feel frustration at knowing that he should not have taken that and then taking it anyway after getting slightly inebriated.
Mm-hmm.
But he hasn't been here in a really long time, and so I think that the surprise and shock of the clarity of the memory is enough to make him curious, and he's gonna step forward into the crypt.
You step forward.
Yeah.
If you would like to move your character in multiverse,
Whew.
you're welcome to do so.
The bouncing is so light and nice compared to the reality that's going on right now. Yeah. Gosh.
You see tombs stretched out before you, leading up towards a familiar series of altars, a statue, a pulpit where you've heard sermons held, and a graveyard. The gravestones. There are a few larger ones, but most of them are very small.
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, I think he would walk a path that is very familiar to him, and is going to go towards the gravestone that there, or the kind of area that his family would always be here for. and see if he can find it.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay, all right. God, an investigation is -2.
Mm.
9.
9. If you step down towards the lower left of this area in Multiverse.
Yeah. Down here.
Mm-hmm.
All the way down? Oh. Is it at the little graveyard section?
Yes.
Gotcha. Oop, I'm stuck. Help the boy. Yeah, let's do this. God. Fear.
1 second.
I'm stuck.
You step in to the graveyard here. Dark dirt, cold stone. There's no moss growing over them, no signs of decay. The text is a bit fuzzy. It's hard to read. You know that your mind is reaching back into memory, trying to recall the words that were written on these gravestones, but it's been so long. They fade away before you, but with a 9, looking around through, your eyes finally settle after scanning down the cold stones on one towards the back, lit by that candlelight. Lucas.
He's gonna reach for the stone and just like try and touch it and see how it feels, if it feels real.
Your hand pushes towards it. It doesn't feel like stone. It feels... You can push it slightly, and it gives back. It's cold.
What is this?
Words echo out around you. And you hear a voice. A voice come from behind you. Your mother's voice. It has been a long time since you've been here, my eldest.
Turn around.
Larissa Markhart stands behind you.
Mom?
Hello.
What does she look like? Does she look the same age, older?
She looks like she did. Not the last time that you saw her, but probably years before that. Tired, like she hasn't slept in days. Her skin is pale, standing out against the long, dark hair, the red lips. She looks like she's been crying.
What are you doing here?
I'm remembering. What are you doing here?
He looks back over his shoulder to all those stones and around. I don't know. This is a dream. I'm dreaming.
Yes.
I don't know why this would be the dream I would have.
Is this not a place you've wanted to return to, my son?
Even if I wanted to return to it, Yes, of course.
Mm.
Not exactly a happy memory.
Not everything that we want is happy.
You look the same.
Yes. This is a place of memories. They are easy to reach here.
Would you just walk with me, maybe?
I will walk with you.
And I think that he steps forward with unsure footing and then sort of attempts to regain his grasp on himself and will straighten up and step again with more confidence and begin to wind his way slowly through these caverns and hallways that he has been through before.
Wonderful. Could you give me a wisdom saving throw? Matthias?
Not the wisest. I'm rolling fire though. That's
Excellent.
19.
19.
Yeah.
Very interesting. You and your mother can wind your way between these tombs, the candlelight. You see, as you approach the front, these glass jars that are familiar to you. There are indistinct shapes that flicker and twist inside of them. Hard to see in the low light, but blues, purples, reds, iridescent mist like the kind that you consumed. Memories stored here by the guards of the Keep of the Forgotten, the Lakars. As you approach the front once again, she says, "Would you pray with me, my son?"
It's been quite some time before I've prayed in a temple.
It is tradition.
Then yes. Of course.
She kneels in front of the statue of the Lady of Lullabies.
And he will do the same and kneel right next to her. I think that his sort of automatic, you know how in dreams it's like you don't really realize that something's there until like you really think about it. I think that he like is going to fold his hands, and they are still wearing the gloves that he is most often in, his suit of armor, his splint. And then in the next moment, as they like fold together, the material of the gloves like melts away, and it's just his hands and a fine tunic, and just melting away into more casual but very well-made materials as he looks up at this very familiar statue. And then to the side to Larissa.
Her eyes are closed, her head bowed. And I have a question for you. How do you pray, Matthias Markart? And who do you pray to?
Oh my god.
When your God is not a man, but a corpse that waits to take all you have ever known into its cold and constant embrace.
Matthias will do the same as Larissa does, bow his head, close his eyes, and the palms of his hands press flat together, and his fingers interlock. And it is silent, and for a moment, being so taken off guard, there's just a silence in his head as he kneels before this statue. And then does really the only thing that he can think to do in this moment, which is to start on, I think, a codified sort of hymn or prayer that he has done before and has recited before, often enough that it just comes to his mind and is easy to fall into. One that directly addresses this face of bone.
Yes. As you begin this hymn, after a few moments, her voice joins you, echoing out against the stone, the flickering torches. As you sing, you feel the ground shake, tremble, in rhythm with your song. And then, when your eyes open again, you can see the stone pillars of the keep, the walls bending in towards you. In 1, 2, 3 places on either side, like something is pushing against them.
And seeing this, he casts a glance to make sure that his mother is still next to him.
She's not.
Oh, fuck. And looks back to these walls pressing in and will push himself up, placing a hand on the pillars, or on the bar in front of him to just push himself off of the ground and turn to face the bowing ceiling.
You hear another voice, also familiar. Do you think we should run?
I'll whip around, take a look at who that is.
You see another familiar figure come around the corner. Dorian. He's grinning at you. Sharp, eager, hungry, familiar, thrilled.
You were never here.
I could have been. You don't know what I did in my spare time.
You were never here with us.
No. You never took me here.
Wouldn't have had much of a chance to.
No, but it could have been fun.
Not nearly
Over
as fun as...
there, Or over there, against that wall, maybe. Or the tomb.
Please. This is a temple.
I've defiled a few temples before.
No, no, no. Can we... And Matthias is gonna think real hard and see if he can shift the location that they're in.
Yes. Give me another wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Okay, that one was less good. It's a 10.
A 10. You think, you concentrate, and you feel a pressure on your mind, an ache 3 points on either side of your head. Something is pushing back here. The walls bow in a little bit more, and you can see, past Dorian, something white and sharp is pushing through the stone.
Instinctively, he is going to reach for Dorian's hand and just like grab his wrist and pull him away from that intrusion.
He steps close to you as you take his hand.
We can't not hear. What is this? What is happening? He asks to the open air, and then
Dorian sort of cocks his head at you, and he says, I'm not sure I would know this, but maybe you would. The breath of whisper and the flesh of bone do not mix easily, Matthias. And this is not your domain.
So, we're just stuck here?
Not for long. Gestures to the bones that are pushing through the walls of your dreamscape.
Right. Right. Then you'll be gone too.
I'm still inside you somewhere. Aren't I?
You're hilarious.
Thank you.
Then he glances to the ribs that are pushing in through the walls of this temple.
Yes.
And then looks back to Dorian, who is standing there just like he looked before, and instead of feeling relief, it's just this tangle of fear and sadness. Of all the places, I wish that it hadn't been here.
Well, it could be anywhere. I think, my dear, that this place holds an answer to a question you've been asking yourself for a long time.
I ask myself a lot of questions. Most of them go conveniently unanswered.
Yes. That would be too easy.
Too easy.
You hear a as the ribs bow in again. Stone crumbles beneath them, candles flicker out.
I am gonna turn from the walls fully to Dorian and say, in that case, one last kiss.
He sweeps you into his arms and bites down on your bottom lip.
Oh, Jesus.
As the walls crash in around you. And you fade back into white mist.